Ratib Al-Gufi.
And Rebecca Powers, and we're going to talk to you about our observation exercise.
Our observation exercise outline about place, such as date, time, weather. Goal, we're going to talk about our role, type of observation, and elements that we were observed. The place we went to observe was Panera. It was on Saturday, July 14th. The time around 7:30 a.m. The weather drizzling and temperature around 73 Fahrenheit. The goal of observation, based on Merriam and Hessel, there is observation. It's one of the quantitative tool that helps to develop and understand phenomenon. That make researcher to give him or her a comprehensive picture about the phenomenon. So our goal in our observation was to create a comprehensive picture detailing in what happened in daily routine inside Panera, such as customers' activities, employees also, and all that stuff in Panera. Our role, qualitative observation, there is two roles for researcher, participant and non-participant. And our role in this observation was non-participant observer because we want to recording the event, but not actually involved with the participants. Types of observation. There is 3 types of observation. Control observation, which is a structured observation. Natural observation, which is unstructured observation, when the researcher doesn't participate with the participants. The last one is participant observation, that kind when the researcher become part of participant. Our observation in this case is natural because we observed and record the daily routine inside Panera. Now, with Rebecca.
I'm going to talk about the elements that we observed while we were in Panera, focusing on the environment, the customers while they were sitting in the activities that they were participating in, and the employees. First, the environment. When you walk up to Panera, when you look at the door, there's a sign that says free Wi-Fi written in big letters. Also on the doors are ads for DeKalb Public Library, Storytime, Now Hiring, and fundraisers. These ads and different things that they have on the door tend to point to the fact that Panera really likes to increase the knowledge of reading and other things like that in their actual store. There are 2 counters to place the orders there. So when you open up the door, you could smell a waft of the fresh cooked bread. And at one of the counters, you'll see different bakery items like bagels or danishes or fresh baked cookies that are all sitting out in array for you to look at and decide what you want to buy from that counter. When we went in, it was early in the morning, so only the first counter by the bakery goods was open, and the other counter then was not open at that time. The seating environment at Panera has multiple different tables. Some of them are circular tables with 4 chairs in them. Some are seated higher and some are seated lower. There are also booths that have a more comfortable seating. Some of those booths seat 4 people and some seat 2 people. There's also a fireplace there that has different comfortable seating around there, including a comfortable armchair. And the seating environment is very comfortable. There's softer background music playing that's not too loud and not too soft. There's soft light distributing throughout the area as well. So the lights in there match up with the natural lighting that's coming through the pane of windows that are on the side of the restaurant. As for customers, most of the customers that we observed were over the age of 30. And these customers we thought would be that age because of what time it was on a weekend. We felt like anyone that was under that age, there were only a couple were there with family members. We noticed two different types of customers that were at this restaurant. The first type of customer that we noticed would come in groups, and they would come in, they would order their meals, and then they would wait for their meals, and then they would sit together. They would sit together and eat at what we would call a normal pace for a meal while having a conversation. However, when their meal was done, they got up and left. The second group of or type of people that we noticed that came in were usually by themselves, and they had some sort of electronic device with them. And those customers came in, they ordered their meal, they waited for their meal. But then when they sat down, they ate at a slower pace. They took a little longer to complete their meals. And then when they were done with their meals, they usually got up and got refills for drinks, and they sat for a much longer period of time. For instance, there were two people that were in the restaurant before we came in for observations, and they were still in there after we left. As for the employees, there were different types of employees that were there. They seemed to be nice, but they seemed to have different types of roles. The employees that were at the front checkout seemed to be more quick and have less of a conversation with the actual customers, especially when the lines got a little bit longer as we were there for a little bit of a later time. However, the employees that were making the sandwiches, those employees seemed to have more of a conversation with the customers. We kind of feel like that was more of a need-based thing. Customers, when they're waiting in line, don't want to wait any longer. They want their food as quickly as possible. However, when they're already waiting for their food on the other side, the people that are making their sandwiches are kind of passing the time while they wait for their food and having the conversations. We noticed that there was a customer that came in that seemed to be a repeat customer because he had conversations with one of the sandwich people, and he was talking about what he was going to be doing for the day and the different activities that they were going to be doing. Some of the artifacts that we have that we took while we were there, you could see the pictures on the door that represent kind of what Panera is about. You could see the free Wi-Fi sticker on the door, the delivery driver ad, and then the other two pictures are from their summer menu that they have, and the Hello Summer part focuses on fresh fruits and some veggies and other things like that. So kind of noticing that would be what's in season and kind of healthier. And then on the back is the We Deliver. So we did see a couple of delivery things throughout the restaurant. So it looks like this is something that they're trying to focus on. And that they're trying to get more ads out for that. Overall, we noticed that people came to Panera to have an experience. So they weren't there to just come in and go. They were either there to catch up with friends or family members, talking about their days, what they were going to do afterwards, maybe catch up on things that they haven't talked about in a while. Or they were there to do work. So they came in and they did either school work or other types of work like that. However, that still served a purpose. So we don't think that Panera was just the purpose of eating for them. We feel like they purposefully picked out Panera for that experience, whether it be that atmosphere to talk with their friends and family, or it be that educational experience, somewhere, a good place to have a bite while working on one of your papers that are due. That's pretty much all that we have for the observations, so we will leave it there.